Hello everyone, and welcome back to your Students Representative Council training course on Moodle Cloud. In this lesson, we will be covering a brief introduction to meetings. This introduction is going to cover the purpose of meetings and types of meetings that you'll see at the MSVUSU, the general steps to a successful meeting, meeting agendas, procedures, motions, and minutes, and the chair's role, attendance, and quorum. The purpose of a meeting is to provide a formal space to share information, discuss ideas, problem solve, and take decisions. Meetings are going to vary in group size and the type of decision being made. Examples of meetings include when two people meet in an office to discuss an issue and problem solve, when a small group, usually about 3 to 5 people, meet to work through an issue with implementing a new program, for example, or when a large group meets to discuss and take important decisions for the organization. The formality of rules followed during meetings is going to depend on both the group size and the magnitude and impact of the decision that's being made. Here are some of the types of meetings you may be involved in while working with the Students' Union. The Students' Union uses informal meetings, working group meetings, committee meetings, and Students' Representative Council meetings. Other meetings you might be involved in include the MSVU Senate, MSVU Board of Governors, other MSVU committees, as well as national and provincial lobby meetings, meetings with MLAs, MPs, ministers, and other local officials. There's 3 main steps to a successful meeting. You need to plan the meeting, execute the meeting, and document the meeting. Within planning the meeting, a meeting agenda is agreed upon list of topics or issues, which we formally call items, to address in the meeting, and the order in which these will be addressed. One person is responsible for the timely preparation and distribution of the agenda in advance of the meeting, but everyone who attends the meeting should be allowed to contribute items to the agenda. When executing the meeting, each meeting follows a set of rules of order, which are a set of rules used to conduct the meeting. These rules allow for equal participation of everyone within the meeting. Small groups can usually use a less formal set of rules, as balancing participation is easier within small groups. Large groups usually use a more formal set of rules, as balancing participation is much harder with larger groups of people. When documenting the meeting, meeting minutes are required. Meeting minutes are the formal document that captures the outcomes of the meeting and keeps a record for folks to look at and remember what was discussed and decided. So what is a meeting agenda? A meeting agenda is used as a plan for the meeting that's agreed upon at the start of the meeting. Everyone participates in deciding what the agenda will be. Meeting agendas are going to vary depending on the type of meeting, but they generally have the following components: an attendance and roll call, a call to order, which is the formal way of starting the meeting, the approval of the agenda, consideration of motions, discussion, which will include old business, things you've talked about before, and new business, things that are new to the group, followed by adjournment. There's an entire module in this course dedicated to preparing and understanding meeting agendas. So how do we conduct our meetings? We do this using meeting procedures. The Students' Union and MSVU both use Robert's Rules of Order as our meeting procedures, also called parliamentary procedures. Robert's Rules of Order is a colonial structure, and it's not the only or best way for conducting meetings, but it is extremely common in Western corporate and nonprofit sectors, and it is something in common between MSVU and the Students' Union. The Students' Representative Council may choose to change its parliamentary procedure to something other than Robert's Rules of Order in the future. For now, Robert's Rules provides a consistent framework to conduct fair meetings. There is a module in this course dedicated to understanding Robert's Rules of Order and how to apply them. How do we take decisions during a meeting? We do this using motions. Motions are a way to formally propose an action, and there are several types of motions that we use. There are procedural motions, main motions, and amendments. Procedural motions are used to conduct the meeting smoothly. They are very specific and address issues within the meeting itself. Main motions direct an action, like purchasing something, changing a service, or selecting a candidate for hire. Something important to note here is that the type of decision that can be made really depends on the type of meeting you're in. Amendments are changes made to main motions, which adjust or refine the action that's going to be taken. Motions are a bit complex, and so there's an entire module in this course dedicated to understanding motions and motion writing. Meeting minutes are a formal record of the meeting. Minutes typically contain at least the attendance of the meeting, the call to order time and date, motions and their outcomes, and adjournment and its time. Other information sometimes included in meeting minutes include discussion topics and action items. Action items are things that need to be done and that are included in the minutes with both who is assigned to do them and when they're due. There's an entire module in this course dedicated to understanding, preparing, and reading meeting minutes. Now we're going to look at the role of the chair, attendance, and quorum. You may recall from earlier in the video, we said there was one person who was responsible for the timely preparation and distribution of the meeting agenda. This person is the chair. The person or role who is responsible for the meeting in its entirety is called the chair. And the chair is responsible for scheduling the meeting, preparing the agenda, conducting the meeting, taking attendance, and preparing the minutes. The chair may delegate some of these responsibilities to others. If you're a member of the group that's meeting, you need to attend the meeting. If you cannot attend the meeting, you must inform the chair in advance of the meeting and cite the reason that you're missing the meeting. This process is called sending regrets. Other members of the group that are meeting will be informed that you sent regrets, but won't be told the reason why. That's personal. Most groups have a quorum number, which is the minimum number of people from the group who need to meet and attend the meeting for the meeting to proceed. Sending regrets is an important mechanism for the chair to understand if they will meet quorum. Arriving at a meeting that doesn't meet quorum is unproductive. In summary, meetings are a way to share information, discuss ideas, problem solve, and take decisions. Meetings are conducted using Robert's Rules of Order and will have both a meeting agenda and meeting minutes. Motions are the tools we use to direct actions. The chair is the person who's responsible for the meeting. All members of the group who are meeting must either attend the meeting or send regrets. There will be more details on the components and procedures of meetings discussed in upcoming modules. Thank you for participating in this lesson on an introduction to meetings.